Good morning. I'll say it one more time. Good morning. Welcome to the 4th Annual Missouri Reentry Conference. We've sold the place out. Give yourselves a hand.
I think this conference actually is a great example of our partnership here with our sponsors today, Social Services and STLARCHS.
You know, I was so pleased to see the title collaboration in the moniker for this conference.
We'll do snappy Latin phrases today. Will be the category. Snappy Latin phrases. And so group one, all you folks on that side of the room, your snappy Latin phrase will be carpe diem. And group two, this is what we don't want to do, which is also an answer. Your snappy Latin phrase is ab asino lanum, which means like trying to get wool from a donkey. So the answer for you, group three, is going to be salus populi, which means the welfare of the people, which is going to be what we strive for. I think you're shaking things up in the world of managing offenders, and it's happening right here in Missouri. And the earthquake that is happening here is shaking up folks all over the country as they see that it's possible for folks to work together to solve these enormously difficult problems. But through cooperation, collaboration, working together, it is possible to make progress. Why am I not there already? Why am I not there already? That's what I want. Well, often because I can't do it by myself. Often because I don't have the capacity to bring about the answers that need to occur in order for this problem to get solved. I need to work with other people. Offender reentry is a team sport. It is not an individual competition. We're only going to succeed when everybody works together towards the same outcome, and through our collective efforts, we achieve the success that we're capable of achieving. Everywhere around the country, we see the same pattern. A lot of people getting out of prison and a lot of people failing. This is a national problem. We simply don't have the money, the space, the resources, or the capacity to manage this continuing flow of people getting out of prison and coming back. We just don't have the capacity. You know, I learned a long time ago that prison walls not only keep inmates in, they keep the community out. And one of the problems with that is that it keeps us from sharing knowledge. I don't care what you do, and I don't care what your organization does. When you can talk about offender reentry in a common way, with a common focus, with a common vision, you have the opportunity to achieve success you could not possibly achieve individually.
I mean, we talk about collaboration a lot in terms of the external world and how we must partner and do all of these wonderful, fantastic things that you obviously are doing here in Missouri. But there is also a very important aspect of collaboration that occurs internally. There was a time when you could handle particular issues, occurrences, without the incorporation of a lot of other people. But in today's world, it just doesn't work that way. The culture of corrections must change if reentry initiatives are to be successful. The old methods of how we do custody must change. The old methods of how we supervise must change. The old methods of how we embrace the community must change. And finally, how we monitor and measure our outcomes must change. The work that you do, you may not see it, you may not get the credit for it, but it's happening out there every day. And if people are fortunate enough to cross your path, I'm sure they're going to make that known to you. The importance that you played in their survival.
75% of people who are admitted into Missouri prisons are admitted because they were arrested for a drug crime, because they were arrested for a crime that they committed while they were on drugs, or when they showed up to the penitentiary, they had drugs in their system. Incarceration is very expensive. That's where you want to put people who you just cannot have living around anybody else. When you let them out, if you haven't treated those people or helped them in some way, they're going to have about a 40% chance of coming back to the penitentiary. If you keep a person in the penitentiary for longer than 3 years, now you're going to know this, you're going to know this is right, longer than 3 years, when they come back, they no longer have a home or a family to go to or a job. You've destroyed their social structure. Drug court is a designed program to provide treatment to people with these problems. So what drug court does is it simply takes a person and takes those normal probation services and puts two things with them. You put real evidence-based drug treatment with it, and then a judge that person's got to come see every week who tells them, if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're going to spend the weekend in jail and refocus and start again on Monday. There are other benefits to drug courts as well. The people are not removed from their families, they're not removed from their jobs, they're allowed to work and pay taxes, and it just is a much better way of taking care of a very specific population. The greatest thing about this 120-day program is that he has talked to the employers of the people who have been arrested. And they say, if you take this person, you sentence him away from home, away from his job for 5 or 6 months, I can't keep that job for him. He's going to lose his job. But if I just have to lose this employee for a couple of months, and then while they're still in the 120-day program, or when they're on house arrest, they can start coming back to work, I can save the job for them.
This afternoon, Mr. Cranston Mitchell gave us his scenario regarding the 3 C's, and now we found out that it's very critical, and we all knew it anyway, that we've got to take care of addiction problems in order to totally provide an ex-offender with a total readjustment into society. I'd like to publicly acknowledge Mr. Cranston Mitchell and Judge William Price with 2 tokens of our appreciation. Thank you all again so very much for your support. Thank you.